A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 5. On Hoarding Sins. Some of the more frugal of the damned take all their worldly possessions with them when they travel, fearful of leaving things behind where they can be taken. Naturally, I've made it incredibly easy for you to spot those individuals, so you may mug them and capture the sins for yourself.
When I arrived to Hell, my reputation preceded me, and Satan was quick to court my aid. He promised me a new body, a fiefdom, and a castle in exchange for loyalty. I happily agreed. I trained his army, maintained the peace, and ferreted out Satan's enemies. But all of my loyalty meant nothing when I committed the unforgivable sin of failure.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 22. The Spires. Our aerial defenses are a precious commodity, and are only to be deployed upon angelic threat.
I don't want to know what they do to the people locked up in there.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 27. Judgment. The destruction of Earth has created a massive influx of souls. However, whereas Hell had infrastructure in place to process the souls quickly, Heaven languished under St. Peter's watchful eye. Even now, St. Peter is only finally processing the last batch of humanity. When the war comes, we will be ready, and God will scramble to keep up. A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 3. Economics. The currency of Hell is comprised of forged sins. Every piece of pocket change is actually thoughts of adultery, murder, and gluttony.
Come on out so I can put a bull...
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 39. The Legionnaires. Second only to the Archdukes, the Legionnaires purposefully wear less armor so that they may embrace every aspect of pain on the battlefield.
Anyone else want to turn?
Now, very end.
Gotta pick it up. That was fun. God, this feels good. God, I want to throw someone into that lava. Another clue. Yeah! I could put together a hell of a curriculum down here. Knife.
Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 2. Promotion. You can never dash dreams without hope to build them in the first place. Which is why I offer you a way out of the simple life of a husk. When a soul is deemed worthy, he is given a demon body, a gun, and an incredible sense of pride. Naturally, after years of torment from the demonic horde, they are all eager to be on the other end of punishment. They become the personification of cruelty and ruthlessness, as I intended. A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 28. First Aid. Periodically, you may get injured and... seek first aid. You may find this to be problematic, as ambulances in hell get paid a premium to run over people instead of helping them.
Yet another place I'd love to throw someone off of. Reminds me of Saints Row. It looks like someone got to this building before I did.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 16. Shantytown. Unless you are particularly enterprising or have powerful friends, you will ultimately find yourself in Shantytown. It's crowded, oppressive, and your neighbors will likely try to murder you to steal whatever paltry wealth you've amassed. Enjoy your eternity.
You know, I wanted a lava moat since I was 4.
I led Hell's army in the last war. I warned Satan that we didn't have the forces for a prolonged conflict. But Satan demanded action. Ever the soldier, I obeyed. But despite my best efforts, the angelic host decimated my forces, just as I said they would. Satan was outraged and blamed me for his poor judgment, and sentenced me to eternal torture.
Defensible, good visibility. I could have some fun here.
I tried to escape that insidious prison time and time again. But it was useless. The wheels on the bus kept going round and round. Round and round. Round and round.
Let's see what these things can do.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 21. Transportation. The price of vehicles in Hell often bar all but the most enterprising souls to acquire one. Yes, they are often stolen. Yes, they have a tendency to spontaneously combust. But the thrill of driving with the windows rolled down even for a day can be worth the decades it takes to afford a new one. Oh, and we also don't offer insurance.
Returning home was not the experience I had hoped it to be. It was desecrated by lost souls that thought it would be fun to throw events on my property while I was away. I hope the beer pong games were worth it to them. Because when I find them, they will all beg for the mercy I will never give.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 4. Keeping your city clean. As is imaginable after an influx of souls from an exploding Earth, some souls slip through the cracks. These unrefined souls litter our fair city, and could be a quick source of upward mobility to an individual who finds as many as they can. While the promise of economic mobility seems promising and not hell-like, naturally, such prizes are highly contested and are the source of many conflicts. A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 18. Dimensional Communications. There are many ways to sow horror on the mortal plane. While haunted VHS tapes have fallen out of vogue, there are still a multitude of ways for our demons to communicate with and torment your loved ones.
The fifth... My control has since fallen into disrepair since my incarceration. But the land and all the souls that reside there are still my responsibility. My subjects will first be loyal out of fear, but after they obey, they will see that I can be a magnanimous ruler, and their lives will be better for my involvement.
Dane, you there?
Took you long enough. Here's the next part.
Running out of juice. Satan wanted to impress me, he'd have an actual fucking dragon, not just some bullshit statue.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 8. The Archdukes. Every marshalling ground is overseen by one of my Archdukes, the fiercest men and women of my army.
Downtown looked like a shithole when I first got here.
In all fairness, you were in hell.
True, but where others saw status quo, I saw opportunity. I knew that if I wanted to revitalize downtown, I would need clout and capital. I just needed to find the right business venture to get started.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter
This
20.
place looks cozy.
The Marshalling Grounds. A marvel of occult engineering, the marshalling grounds allow my armies to travel effortlessly across hell. Developing the teleportation magic was not without its incidents, however. Few can forget the screams of Trinket the Bear when he was marched forward to be the first test subject.
I'll take this over the 405 any day.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 15. The Powerful. You'll notice a few souls that don't look like the others. These damned citizens have paid enough wages of sin as tithes to transform their appearance into one reminiscent of their former life.
Doubt they have enough room in that building to fit all the politicians in hell. I'm coming for you. Hell of a drop. Would love to take Dex up here. Woo! Far be it from me to tell the devil how to do his job, but if I was running things, this thing would have guns. Lots and lots of guns.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 19. Downtown. The DeWinter sisters have revitalized downtown to make it the destination for high-end debauchery. A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 23. Centerpole. This privatized militia is one of the two primary peacekeeper groups in hell. Obey them, and they may only beat you within an inch of your life.
Viola and I always did everything together.
Played together,
Went to college together.
traveled together.
Formed a criminal empire together.
I always thought that we would die together.
Sorry, B. Beat you to the punch on that one.
After you died, all I had was revenge. I never thought that I'd...
Feel whole again?
Yeah,
I love you, sis.
me, you too. By the time I showed up in hell, Cerberus and Centerpole were already locked in a bitter fight for dominance of the marketplace.
We never would have pulled ahead if it weren't for you.
You would have pulled it off.
I'm not so sure. The strategy you put together was brilliant on both the martial and marketing side. I'm good at getting things started, but you were the one who always put the exclamation point on a plan. With us reunited, it was only a matter of time before we were on top of the world. Revitalizing downtown wasn't about profit.
It kinda was about profit.
A little bit.
Like 50%.
Enough's enough, Cat.
An eternity is a long time, and we both wanted to carve out something beautiful in this terrible place.
Like Dane says, hell's what you make it.
Forgot about you? Gotta pick it up. try to find more of these things.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 35. The Grunts. Proof that upward mobility exists. The souls selected to be grunts of my army enjoy delights husks could only dream of. A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 9. The Coming War. The time is coming when the heavenly host and the demonic horde will have their final battle. And while I will personally deal with my father, hell needs a general that will lead us to victory. Lad was found wanting. I have my sights on Never.
Things are going perfectly. Downtown was rebuilt in our image, the money was rolling in, we had an amazing penthouse.
But then something happened. Centerpool, who was long since relegated to obscurity, came back with a vengeance.
They had new gear, new weapons, and new purpose. Destroy Cerberus.
Someone is funding them, and we are going to find out who.
Stay classy, hell. Let's see what these things can do.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 36. The Dark Insiders. These elder demons direct the lesser denizens of hell, summoning them to die on their behalf. It is never wise to incur their wrath.
Welcome to Tacos Malos. Would you like our special today?
Is that the gun?
Jesus Christ, you are terrible at being discreet.
Now what made you think I'd be good at it?
That's a good point. Enjoy the weapon.
Yeah!
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide. Chapter 13. The Den of Eternal Suffering. Don't let the official name scare you. This wonderful location serves as our entertainment district. Take in one of Shakespeare's passion plays. Enjoy a septuple way. Or maybe just settle down for a sinfully perfect hot coke. Here you can find it all. Yes, these delights are oppressively expensive. Really that different from San Francisco?
Why would they call it a snowball's chance? There's no snow in hell. You know, someone should fire their marketing guy. Why would they call it a snowball's chance? There's no snow in hell. You know, someone should fire their marketing guy. Wonder if Julius is in there.
Jezebel, my pupil. My muse, a demon with the voice of an angel. Oft would I sneak into her room to read scenes and wear funny hats. She would write these plays. These terrible, terrible plays, but the subject matter was happy and hope-filled, and that was enough for me. I was a fool to think that those times could have lasted. When I left the palace, as my name carried much weight, but I knew it wouldn't be for long if I didn't keep myself relevant. I spread rumors that the reason I was cast out by Satan was that my ambition rivaled his own. Soon, demons would come to me in secret, asking what I had planned. I adopted a persona, speaking grandly in the third person to make me larger than life. In a matter of time, my cult of personality transformed into a criminal empire. The tragedies. There is much work to be done. But with your help, the screams of my betrayers will echo throughout the slums.
Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 37. Plague Bearers. The men are just grunts with bigger weapons and a fancier title, but hey, it keeps the people happy.
Today, my reach is great. My minions have infiltrated almost every aspect of hell. The army, the brothels, even Dane's so-called secret Tacos Marlowe's branches. No secrets are hidden from me. Your lover, your father, your brother-in-arms. Anyone could be working for me.
District completely under his control, Shakespeare again found himself in the limelight. The denizens of hell reacted in a similar fashion to mortal students throughout America. First they feared him, then they hated him, finally they loved him. Favorite type of business partner, a perfect mix of ruthlessness and integrity. In exchange for his help against Satan, Dane vowed to keep Ultor interests out of the shantytown, save for the occasional ad buys, naturally.
Things should definitely go to hell. Well, okay, that one worked out better in my head. God, this feels good.
Great job taking back downtown. Viola's paranoid about another coup coming, but I'm planning on having some champagne with Dane.
Downtown was secured, but the De Winters knew it was only a matter of time before another storm arose. They had no idea how right they were.
Territory you freed up, and we're already seeing a difference. I can't wait to see what happens when we own it all.
The time had come for the black wedding that would unite Johnny and Jezebel as Hell's new power couple. The tabloids were already calling them Johnny Bell, but Johnny had something different in mind.
Hey, Satan! You want to get out of here?
I can't believe that worked.
Occam's razor.
Playtime is over, Mr. Gat. Save them if you can.
I love weddings.
I think not. The gazelle hunts the lion. Not. Please. Better over there. Cease this scrambling and die! Audacity!
I am called from the darkness.
The gazelle hunts the lion. Not.
One more for the collection.
Efforts are in vain, mortal. Please. The gazelle hunts the lion. No. Stop this. It's embarrassing. I don't think so. I am invincible. Audacity! This is nothing.
Fire and blood.
Look upon my works and despair.
Oh, I feel much better.
Enough. Finish him! Please, I am invincible. Cease this scrambling and die! Admirable attempt! I like you better over there. The gazelle hunts the lion. Think not. They call me the deceiver for a reason. Will not touch me. This is nothing. Please. I think not. I am invincible. Cease this scrambling and die! Enough!
And like that, the battle had ended. Satan could no longer suffer the indignity of being beaten by a mortal and disobeyed by his daughter, and so he banished them from Pedition. But still, all was not well.
That was a direct order from your captain!
You're worse than Pierce!
Trivia night is sacred! You don't get to quit just because you know fuck all about pop culture.
Who knows the name of the Nightblade episode where they introduced Nightbladette?
It was called The Meaning of Reconciliation, and it was directed by Kim Stein.
I can't believe Asha sleeps with you.
I can't believe you don't.
Boss, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What is this place?
Whoa, 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 who the fuck is that?
Her name's Jezebel. She's the devil's daughter.
Pierce is gonna have a heart attack.
Nah, she likes to sing. Pierce will dig her.
I don't think...
Can you rock the narrator from Joseph?
Yeah?
She'll be fine.
Guys, where's Johnny?
Our hero had not yet returned to the mortal coil, for he was waylaid by none other than God himself.
I have a situation.
Look, man, I just really want to go home.
I owe you.
Huh?
Zinyak hastened the apocalypse. St. Peter's a good guy, bless his heart, but he was processing souls way too slowly. With the destruction of Earth, Satan had the numbers to storm heaven. All he needed was the President of the United States to lead them.
What, you think I couldn't do it?
No, I think you wouldn't do it. Aisha's up here.
I want to see her.
Slow down, buddy. I said that I owe you, and I'll make good on that. But I want you to know your options.
And now you, dear reader, shape the tale. If you want to see Johnny reunited with the love of his life, turn to page 31. If you want to see the devil defeated and Johnny crowned the new king of hell, turn to page 13. If you want the saints to find a new home world for what's left of humanity, turn to page 62. If you want God to recreate the Earth, but in doing so retcon the entire world of Saints Row, turn to page 124. And finally, if you want God to bestow Johnny with the answers to all the questions of the universe, turn to page 248. Johnny knew that he couldn't choose his own happiness at the expense of humanity, and so he asked God to reshape the world, hoping that maybe, just maybe, in this new life, he could find his friends again.
It's really her.
I can't believe we've bagged Brimstone.
It doesn't make sense. She's evaded capture for years. Why would she drop the ball now?
I don't know. When the lieutenant gets to interrogation, Brimstone's gonna talk.
far-reaching effects throughout the afterlife. For centuries, the Ultor Alliance ruled in relative peace, until a new threat emerged. A secret cabal that plotted to strike at a time of complacency. The war was long and tumultuous, but in the end, the Ultor Alliance prevailed. So what then became of those who aided Gat? Dane's partnership with Johnny changed him more than he knew. When William Sharp abducted Kiki, Dane risked his life to save her. The two got married soon after. Naturally, an ironclad prenup was agreed to. Sharp is now their pool boy. Vlad's castle was returned to its former terrifying glory. Killbane's screams echo throughout the shantytown, a permanent reminder of what comes to those who question Vlad's dominion. Blackbeard now sails across the sky on the Queen Anne's revenge, searching for any others who would threaten the Alliance's control and pressing them into service. Shakespeare's considerable fame only skyrocketed when he unveiled his latest opus, the live burial, exhumation, and reburial of Shogo Akuji. The critics and audiences loved it. Shogo, not so much. People kept on tormenting Dex. The payback was well overdue. But Viola looked not for power or revenge. The deal she sought was of a different nature. Ever a realist, Viola knew there was no way to barter her way past the pearly gates, but she was quite confident she could reach a different arrangement with God. An annual conference between representatives of heaven and hell. It's really just an excuse for them to play volleyball.